Boom, we're back with an exciting scrap between a black belt and a blue belt. We've got Luke, the black belt on the left, full of muscle definition and he's impossible to choke out. Then we have Zach, the blue belt on the right who looks like he just came off a bender. Now neither of these guys are wrestlers, so as Zach goes for the world's laziest slide by, Luke attempts to grab the leg but misses it once Zach sprawls out. But it gets more exciting as the blue belt tries to throw a black belt into a guillotine, but he overshoots it and they land in the same spot they were at before. Luke needs to free his head from the chest line here, but instead he just drives farther into a nastier guillotine. Then they both tumble over, which gives Luke a bit of breathing space as he can try and come out the back and he gets his head free. Normally when both elbows are that high, the guillotine will put out absolutely anybody. To finish this choke, Zach should have gone to mount instead with the guillotine. However, he tried to go all the way through, which allows Luke to go out the back door with the dogfight. Now from the dogfight, if you can bring your head higher, it's going to give you an advantage as far as getting on top of them, but you also got to be wary of them trying to go to front headlock on you. Instead, Zach just turns in and he hits butterfly guard instead, showing off some nice guard recovery. Now pay attention to Luke's tricep as Zach is squeezing for his life, leaving those grubby little finger marks all over the arm. Now Zach has a great head pinch over Luke, and he's trying to use a butterfly sweep, but it goes completely awry. And a huge duck quack moment, Luke just takes the foot out, goes over the hook, and now he's working on Zach's back. Zach's in quite a predicament here. Luke's thrusting his hips forward and he starts to roll him over all the way, has both hooks in, and he's already looking for a rear naked choke. Luke tries to make things worse by going for a figure four, but you can see it's locked over his foot. That's because with the size of Zach's gut, it's much harder to lock this position down. So if you want to escape back control easier, just adopt a high calorie diet like Zach and you're good to go. Now if we're being fair, not just downright disrespectful, Zach's doing a good job hand fighting and keeping his neck safe away from Luke. It's tough in this spot when your ribs are getting crushed to always have one hand in the right spot to defend. Even when Luke is able to get under the neck like we just saw, Zach still can peel it to safety. Now all those nice things I just said about Zach, ignore them. He turns to guard, but he still has his arm controlled, and Luke effortlessly is able to throw up a triangle. Zach's posturing, trying to drive into it, but he's not cutting the angle he needs to actually escape from this thing. The wall's working against him, and Luke's showing off great technique by really cutting that angle and straightening his legs until everything's locked up and he gets an easy tap. Now these two are going to have a great exchange, but let me just quick say, if you want to have a better body than Zach, you gotta go to transparentlabs.com with promo code Tyler. From there you can pick up your favorite supplements. They have protein powder, hydration drinks, post-workout recovery supplements. The world is your oyster. So if you want to triangle people like Luke just did, make sure to go to transparentlabs.com, save yourself some money with promo code Tyler, and pick out your favorite products. Okay, quickly diving back into the roll, Zach was able to get to the back, but Luke is rolling through, attacking the foot, came out the back door, and he's safe. But more than just wrapping it up and being safe, he's also attacking and dropping down into the heel on Zach. But look at this, the blue belt has his left leg inserted in between the legs. This makes it impossible for Luke to get the pinch he needs over Zach's knee line and he can spin out to safety. But that's not all, Zach's getting frisky, goes back into the fray, immediately passes to front head, but he passes his arm to the leg as Butcher's trying to stand up. Had Butcher not decided to move, he could have easily established a cradle. But Luke's savvy, he knows he doesn't want to get caught in those traps, and he's playing a more defensive turtle position. The tough part is that when they have like 20 plus pounds over you and they have the chin strap, it's really easy to manipulate your posture. Zach's able to turn him to the ground, he gets an underhook and he's trying to push in the side control until Luke throws on a buggy choke. Now trust me, I know the buggy choke is an effective choke when done in the right hands, and Luke does know how to do it. But you're never going to convince me that inviting somebody into side control just so you can attempt this choke is the right option. Because now that Zach got out of it, he's on top, he's got all of his weight over Luke's chest, and he's looking to dominate. I mean sure, short-lived, but what do you expect from a blue belt? Luke turns to his side so he can start to establish guard. When Zach tries to go the opposite way, Luke can entangle him with half guard, so everything's looking much better for him. But it starts to get questionable as Luke is reaching in towards K-guard. Zach sees this as an opportunity to try and hit the black belt with a knee bar, except he forgot the knee on the way down. Now they're both just chilling in a position that definitely makes jiu-jitsu look gay. But Luke's able to get an underhook with his right arm over Zach's leg. This is great because it's going to make it tougher for Zach to pinch even when he starts looking for his own heel hook. Plus Luke can just switch off the grip onto the same leg and he gets a tap with a quick inverted heel hook.
I have such a hard problem behind my heel.
Now this round doesn't have too much time left in it, but both guys have done a good scrap so far. To try and get some of his mojo back, Zach does a quick knee pick over Luke to get him to the ground, and he's working some outside passing. But off the Toriando, Luke just snags the leg once again going into K-guard. Zach has an underhook over the leg keeping him safe until he falls to his butt. Now Luke has all the time in the world to try and go for the heel hook, and Zach just admitted he sucks at defending them. Luke decides to go for the easy money and rips out another heel hook to get the submission over Zach. With short time on the clock and Zach down 3 submissions, he's starting to push the pace over Luke. He gets the wrestling going by having aggressive handwork, always putting some weight on him, going for whatever the fuck this is. Then he's blessed by the wrestling gods that Luke goes for a bad shot and he's able to get an easy sprawl. And from the sprawl, he's going to go directly into the guillotine and he throws him over the back. Luke's constantly working up, avoiding this choke at all costs, so Zach has to readjust. He comes right back to the same attack and jumps forward again. I love all the guillotine efforts, it's just too bad he looks like the wipeout version of me doing it. He wises up knowing he's not going to get that and just takes top position, but he gives Luke the leg. They're at the last seconds of the round and Luke, even though he has 3 submissions, still wants to end up on top. He brings his leg over, goes for a dogfight, and he sweeps Zach to end the round. Thanks for watching.
Good job, guys.